let's go with Jeff. His pronouns are he, him. He's from Pennsylvania, I'm sorry, and claims that Christ is the truth since we want the truth. Hey, how's it going, Jeff? You're on with John and SR.
Greetings, John and SR, from the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Nice. I've been there. I like it.
Yeah.
What have you got for us?
Of all the atheist programs, Truth Wanted on the very top of the show is declaring their desire for the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And Jesus himself has declared himself not only that he had the truth, but he in fact declared that he was the truth. So of all the shows, I would think this would be the one where all of the words of Christ, as they have been recorded in the Bible, would be meticulously examined and considered if, in fact, it's true that you guys are desiring to know the truth.
I think everybody just wants the truth, to be honest. I don't think people like to not believe in things unless they are true. But so I just have one question, because you said that Christ says he's the truth and then is the truth, and I need to know the order, because if a person says that they have the truth and then that they deliver the truth, how do you know that it's the truth?
No, the primary declaration is that he is the truth.
Oh, sure.
Period.
Okay.
So Jeff, what when you say that, when you say truth, it sounds to me like you're using a different terminology than I am.
Right.
So when you say the phrase that Christ said he is the truth, I would say, while flowery, that language is unintelligible, because when I use the word truth, what I'm talking about is a concept. I'm talking about the ability of a statement to correspond accurately to the world around us. Is that what Christ meant in that phrase? Is that what you think he means? Like, just help me kind of suss that out a little bit.
Yes. Is this secular rarity or John?
That was SR. That was SR.
Yeah.
Okay, SR. The answer is yes.
So okay, so let's just for funsies' sake here, let's do the little math thing where we've got our variable X, which is the word truth right now, and let's just change it out with something else that we know is equivalent. So Christ said, I am the statement that corresponds accurately with reality. Is that what you're saying he meant by that? Or are you saying that there's maybe some other way that phrase should be taken?
I'm saying that Christ is the embodiment in the flesh. He was manifest in the flesh. And the truth that any of us seek, any truth, all-encompassing, all truth, would be found in his declarations. Yes.
Okay. Well, okay. So you're making a claim that Christ is the truth. But what we now would like to discover is how you know that, and how can you present that to us so that we can then go, oh, maybe Christ is the truth. Because at the moment you've just said that Christ has said that they're the truth, and so they're the truth. But that's not going to be convincing to SR and myself. So how can you demonstrate that this is in fact the truth?
Well, for me personally, the first thing I had to do was investigate what he said, or at least the record of what he said, which is what I did since I've been a boy, since the age of 10, currently 56. Okay, in that investigation, I came across a particular portion of his testimony which said that we can know the truth if we believe what he said and are obedient to his words, that we would find confirmation in the obedience that we did. And I did that in my life. And because I was able to do that, I found the confirmation.
Hang on a second. So I just need to clarify, just so that everybody understands that we're all on the same page. So you're saying that you read a testimony from Jesus that said that Jesus is the truth. And just need to clarify that's what you said, because that's what it sounded like you said.
Yeah, that is part of the testimony, correct.
Okay, and so you're saying that that Jesus wrote down that he said he was the truth, so then that means he is the truth because that's what he wrote.
No, I didn't say that he wrote it down.
Okay.
There were people that witnessed his teaching, and subsequent to his testimony, in reality, people wrote the things that he said and left it behind as a witness for others who weren't able to hear him in person.
Okay.
So I have I'm not sure that I heard you correctly when you said this, Jeff, because I would have massive problems with this, and I would hope that you would too. But it sounded a second ago like what you were saying was that to really know the truth, we had to go investigate like Jesus's, reported teachings, and reported life and so
Well, I
forth.
think that would be fair. I think it would be fair if you're saying the whole purpose of the show is a desire for truth. So
sure, but my issue. Hang on, Jeff. Hang on here, real quick. I know, but you're going to take us down a different direction, and because you already had cut me off just 30 seconds ago, I didn't get to say the point. I was just reiterating what you had said. Mm-hmm. So you then said that you went about investigating these words and stuff, and you came across a passage that said you have to believe in me, and then you'll know the truth. And that was something that Jesus said. I just want to make sure that I understand that correctly.
Specifically, not just believe, well, you believe and therefore you act upon it, but specifically being obedient to his commands. Cool. And when you are obedient to the commands, he said, he promised, then you will know that what I'm saying is true, is what he, that was the promise that was made.
So thank you for clarifying that, Jeff, because I do want to make sure that we're on the same page here.
Right.
And so my pushback on that would be, well, first off, like just real quick, yes or no, it's not going to change anything, Jeff, but like, do you think Bigfoot is a real thing? Like, do you think Bigfoot's like running around somewhere, like snatching up kids or whatever? I don't know what Bigfoot does.
I don't think it's that.
I know that there's tremendous, well, not tremendous, because I haven't investigated to that extent, but I know that there are multiple people that say that they've seen Bigfoot. I also know.
Sure. But do you currently believe it, Jeff? Do you currently believe that Bigfoot? Okay, me either. But the reason I say that is because if I said the thing back to you that you just said to us about Jesus, but we just swapped out Bigfoot, do you think that's a really like reliable way to actually figure out if Bigfoot's real? If we just start believing in Bigfoot now, and then we just go look at all that evidence, like, isn't that just kind of circular?
That would be the first thing that would have to be done is to investigate with regard to Bigfoot. I would have to listen to the testimony and everything that's being presented with regard to the belief in such a person or thing or whatever.
But it sounds like you started the position with
that would be the intellectually honest thing to do, to investigate the testimony and what has been said. That's the
before believing.
But yeah, because it sounds like you started with the belief first and then wanted to find a way to confirm the belief.
Right. That's what it sounded like you were saying.
I believe that in order to even look and even to go and investigate, I'm exercising some amount of faith. How much faith? I don't know. Probably a mustard seed amount of faith. I don't know. But in order for me to even go and look at the testimony, I would be exercising faith. But the first thing that would be the intellectually honest thing to do is to investigate what, and meticulously, if you are serious about wanting to know this person who's declaring that he is the very embodiment of truth, if you desire to know truth, you would know everything that he said.
So is that what you did before you started believing in Jesus or God?
That's what I did, and I am continuing to do that. I am continuing to.
So when did you start your investigation, and then when did you start believing? If you
I was
remember,
like
was
10
it
years,
like it's
10 years, I was 10.
so at the age of 10, you're telling me that you fully believed that you were able to adequately learn, educate yourself, understand, and come to a conclusion solidly on whether or not Jesus Christ is the truth at the age of 10.
I was made aware of Jesus at the age of 10.
Right, but did you
placed
go
my
through the
faith in
investigations that you said are the intellectually honest
Yes,
thing to do?
from the time of 10 until now to 56, and I'm continuing. I had never stopped.
But
Okay.
you accepted the belief at the age of 10, correct? That's what you just said.
Yes, yes, sir.
So at the age of 10, before that acceptance of the belief, you believe that you had gone through rigorously enough to make that declaration and conclusion. I'm not saying you didn't. I'm just genuinely wondering if
No.
that's how you
At
feel.
at the beginning, I'm a 10-year-old, so I am not rigorously doing very much of anything but playing.
Right. I would.
You know,
Yeah.
and
I would assume that.
you know what I mean. So, but
Yeah.
what I'm saying, it was a genuine conversion even at that young age, and the result of that was I continuously referenced these words of Christ, who I believed was my savior at that moment.
Okay. Well, so okay,
Continue to-
let's just
I continue to do
let's just
so
pull it
even
back.
now.
I kind of understand your reasoning, but you said that you wanted to give us the truth, and you started it with, for me personally, it's X. I believed, and then I went and confirmed my belief. So Elliot and I would like the truth. So we don't. I mean, I don't. I'm speaking for you, SR. Don't believe in Jesus. So we unfortunately can't start in the same position as you because we don't already believe. So how do we get to first believe in Jesus and then go and investigate that all these claims are actually true?
Right.
Well, the claim has been made over and over that faith is not a decision, which is I disagree with that vehemently. Faith, in fact, is a decision. Not totally a decision on our part, but we do participate in the things that we decide to believe. We decide to believe. So,
So
say
basically, what you're saying
guys,
then is we just need to decide to believe in Christ. We just have to then. We can both sit here now. SR and I can go. We now believe, and then that's it. We suddenly believe.
No, I wouldn't put the bar that high for you. I would put it at the same place that it was for me. In other words, like I confessed, I believed. Therefore, that's what gave me the impetus or gave me the ability to go and investigate the words.
Right. So yeah, that's what we're all on the same page there. You started out. You started out with the position that you believe, which is fine. Right. So that's what we were saying. You started out at that position. Unfortunately, SR and I aren't in that position. So how can we go from non-believers to believing? Like that's the
same. It's sort of the same. It's sort of the same thing that scientists of many scientists of the past have done, who believe that the universe was something that was orderly. And this is faith that they started out in their scientific investigation. They believed that they could go out into this world, observe it, and learn because there was a faith there that propelled them to investigate all the things that they were.
I just think we're using faith in a really, really different way, Jeff.
Yeah, really.
Like, because honestly, I understand if we're going to go down this route, and I don't know this is exactly where you want to go, but I just want to just signpost some things real quick. Like, it almost sounds like to me we're starting to go down this real deep philosophical route where we butt up to the very problems that every single one of us exist, in. Like, we can't do anything but just accept that most likely tomorrow's going to be really similar today in a lot of basic ways. Like, and if we go outside and we drop a baseball and it hits the ground, and we do that 500 times over, and every one of our friends has done that, and 1,000 years worth of history shows that too. Like, it's not really faith that next time we go outside and drop a baseball, we're assuming that it's going to hit the ground. Like, we do have repeated demonstrations of this, even if we all at the end of the day are still screwed by those same little sticking points of, well, we can't prove logic, well, we can't prove there's other people, well, we can't prove there's a world around. Like, yeah, of course, yeah, we can't, but literally everybody just has to accept that and move on. So, like, it's not really faith, right? Like, unless you're just using faith in a totally different, definition.
Faith is just trust. It's not to be obfuscated, but unfortunately, on many of these shows, it is, and they're given this anemic definition which says faith is the belief in the absence of evidence, which is ridiculous because
faith is the belief in the things unseen, right? Isn't that what the Bible says? The Bible explicitly tells you what faith is, and it more adheres to definitions that I hear on this show than the definition you just gave of simply trust.
Right.
Because I have trust in things, but I wouldn't say that I have faith in the same manner. Like, there are two different definitions of each.
Do you trust in things that are unseen? Do you believe there are things that you do not see that are real?
Yes, but in a very specific sense. Like, I can't see with my eyes human cells, but I not only trust that they exist, I fully accept that they exist because they've been demonstrated to me. Right.
That's just the tip of the iceberg of the unseen realm that is in fact reality. That's just
but it's not unseen. It's that it's unseen with the human eye as it currently exists.
It's still demonstrable in some capacity.
Yeah, we can see these things. This is how this is one of the ways that we figured out, like, x-rays and stuff. Like, we can do these cool things because atoms are actually there. Like, that's how we figured out, like, the uncertainty principle and stuff, like, because of the fact that we can actually see this. Like, the double slit experiment is something you can witness.
But the natural eye, which we use in this world to interact with the natural world, is limited in its scope.
Of course it is, because there would be no way for us to live our lives if you were constantly seeing every electron field around you. You would literally never be able to get out of bed. It would be impossible.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Hence the reason that we have these bodies, because they're basically filters that allow us to interact in this physical world that God has given you and I.
So is there another world than the physical world? Is there another world than the physical one?
Yes.
How would we show that?
Yeah, how can you prove that? How if we can interact with that world, surely we'd be able to demonstrate that world
physically.
Yeah, right.
Well, we're actually doing it right now as we have this conversation, because the reality is that you and I both exist not only in the natural world and in our natural bodies, but we are also have a spiritual nature, a spirit man within us, an unseen part of us. And that
but if it's unseen, how do you know that it's unseen? Unseen in the natural world is just unseen in these little holes here. We can still see them in some capacity when we use, technology that we've developed to see these things. If we haven't got the technology to see these things that you're now describing, how do you know that they're there?
Yeah. The technology to perceive it is built in. The spirit that is communicating with you right now, named Jeff from the city of brotherly love, is a demonstration of the spiritual nature of this body, this natural body called Jeff as well.
But so this is the problem, Jeff, is that John, myself, and you are all agreeing on point number one, okay, right? Which technically, in the big philosophical sense, we don't have any good justification, yada, yada, yada. We're moving past that garbage. We all agree that the three of us are people talking to each other, right? Like, we all agree that, that's not where we get off the train. Where we get off the train is when you say, and that is then a demonstration of spirit. Like all that has been demonstrated to me currently is that there's a dude named Jeff in Pennsylvania who loves talking about this stuff, which
Right.
great. Like I love talking about this stuff too, Jeff. Like, but where's the demonstration of the spirit that you're talking about?
I am the demonstration of the spirit, as well as
but we're also demonstrations of people who say we don't have spirit. So
right.
How can we tell which of the three of us, or two of us, because Elliot and I are saying the same thing, how can we demonstrate which one of those is the truth?
Yeah.
Back to the truth wanted. Jesus is the truth, and he confirmed the thing that I'm telling you.
Yeah, but the issue is that we don't have anything here that's actually foundational in terms of us building upon it, right? So like for instance, when people do these crazy mathematic, equations and theoretical fucking physics and calculus and all this jazz, like just because we don't see those math equations like floating around us in a physical space, right? Like they are real. And one reason that we know that is because we've got these things that we can build up on. We started with the whole 1 + 1, and that brought us to some other cool things. And the next thing you know, we've got sine and cosine and all that good jazz, right? And so what we're saying is basically, Jeff, you have laid this foundation that just says like people exist. And it's like, yeah, totally, we're with you. And then the next thing is like, well, people have conversations, and it's like, yeah, totally, man. And then you're like, and that shows ghosts and stuff. And John and I are like, no, wait. What's your justification? Yeah, what's your justification for that? We need to get somewhere.
John and secular Rarity. I'm currently in a sort of a medical setting, and I'm going to say this, and I'm probably going to get off in a minute. But I just want to say this:
we appreciate it.
The natural world that we exist in, and I believe that you can confirm this, with regard to the scope of the knowledge of everyone, scientists, all of us. We'll put everybody in the same bag. The scope of our knowledge and what we do know, and we can confirm as comporting with reality, is the gaps that you guys accuse us of putting God in the middle of is so huge. The gaps of our understanding, and one of the gaps of our understanding is our very nature, because you can exist in this world just simply dealing with your body and think that that's all there is. That's what many people in the rooms that I've participated in, that's exactly what they believe. They believe that their body is the sum and total of their very nature, and that's all that exists. And so they operate out of that. Well, you've just excluded so much that I can't even give words to how much you've excluded by believing that.
I don't know how you can even make that claim.
Yeah, we haven't excluded anything. We asked for like a demonstration of how, we would just want to understand your position. You just need to then like demonstrate it so that then we can, all be on the same page. We haven't excluded anything.
There's more than the natural world. And me speaking to you, our communication is a daily demonstration. You say it's just guys.
I feel like that's a problem, because if the three of us are all in a conversation and you say that us speaking is a demonstration of spirit, and John says us speaking is a demonstration of no spirit, and I say us speaking is a demonstration of multi-spirits,
right,
we're all in the exact same boat. There's nothing to differentiate any one of our claims. They are literally 100% equal, and they're contradictory, so they can't all be right,
We have a responsibility to make a decision, and that's what a lot of people want to escape: responsibility. They want to say everything's. They want to equivocate everything, but there's evidence, and you can investigate it. But you have to have faith to investigate that evidence. I'm gonna say good night and peace again from the city.
Well, it was a good call.
Yeah, thanks for calling in, Jeff. We appreciate it. You take care, and I hope that everything in the medical setting's okay, and that you're nice and safe and being looked after, whatever's going on. But thank you.
I appreciate that. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Peace.
Thank you. You take care.